What's cracking, fam? T-Money down in the dungeon one day after Christmas. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and you got to spend time with your families maybe. We didn't do that much this year just because everybody kind of didn't want to, mingle because of obviously the situation, but we made do. My uncle came up and he's here just chilling with us. So we had a good time, and yeah, so hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year if I don't see you again after this video. But so I'm just gonna show you guys some stuff that I got in over the last probably week and a half. I didn't really get any movies for Christmas actually, just because I didn't really ask for anything. I mostly these days just get gift cards and stuff. But I do have a stack of movies that I did get in. And I did buy myself a 4K all-region Blu-ray player from 220 Electronics. So shout out to the cool people in the Cult Media Facebook group. I had made a post just kind of asking people's recommendations. I just wanted to make sure I ordered the right one. And I got it in today, hooked it up. So far, so good. It's beautiful. The thing's like a freaking beast, man. It's the longest Blu-ray player I've ever had. But now I have like 5 or 6 Blu-ray players just kicking around here. Multi-region, non-multi-region, so I gotta get rid of some of them. But finally have the all-in-one, so I don't have to change between players or anything like that. So that's super cool. Stoked on that. And all right, let's get into the update. It's just an assortment of stuff from different companies. Wanted to show you guys this. I started pinboard number 6, which is really cool. It's a whole bunch of Pixel Elixir pins. So yeah, I really love the Christmas Carol ones. You guys can see Jacob Marley, and then the these two right here are the Christmas Carol ones. So Spirit of Christmas and Jacob Marley. So super cool. I love the chains dangling on that. So cool. Pretty awesome. I love Pixel Elixir. They do a lot of cool stuff. They actually do the pins for Severin films usually. When Severin does their like packages, a lot of the director pins and stuff like that are actually Pixel Elixir. So yeah, I threw these on my Krampus ones that I got from there. I'm not sure about the layout yet. Probably should do it differently, but I always get confused in the beginning when I have just a few pins how the layout's going to be. So subject to change, but especially this Uncle Sam pin. I actually put Udo Kier on here, but then I took him off and I put him with Al Adamson on one of my other pin boards. So I took Uncle Sam off to replace him, and so I just stuck him there for now. But some cool Krampus, Christmassy stuff. I was thinking about doing like a Christmas themed pin board, but that would be kind of hard. It would take me like a lifetime to get a board full of all Christmas stuff, but super cool. So yeah, that's pin board number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6. So that's awesome. All right, let's get into the update. I've had a stack sitting here for over a week now that I've been wanting to show you guys, so we'll get right in with that. We'll start with that. First up, we have a Necrofilms Blu-ray. I love this movie. I saw this years ago. Moods had recommended it, so I picked it up. Adam Chaplin, pretty crazy, like first-person gore fest. And I got the Blu-ray and I put my DVD in it, made a Blu-ray DVD combo pack because I had the DVD for years, so finally upgraded from Necro. So that's super cool. And then I got the new Necro film. Whoa, dropping movies already. That sucks, man. Last update I dropped a ton of movies, and some slipcovers got damaged, so I gotta be fucking careful today. But yeah, Little Necro Red, new one from Necro as well. So yeah, looks awesome. Sorry about that nasty glare. See if I can adjust the lighting a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. Definitely going to be brighter. Hopefully you can't see the stack of movies I have right here. But all right, and then yeah, they sent me 2 Adam Chaplins, so I have one sealed. They actually don't come sealed. They just come with like this tape thing that I guess their little way of sealing them. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. It's all good. Good company. And then we have a new one. I've heard this movie's a shit fest, actually. The Call, starring Lin Shaye and Tobin Bell. Lin Shaye is like in everything. Every possession movie these days, Lin Shaye is in. It's kind of getting to be ridiculous because they all suck, except for like Insidious. Was she in Insidious? I think so, right? Yeah. But an eerie throwback to 80s horror, so we'll see. I heard it was pretty awful. After I bought it, I looked it up. Then we got a new one from Artsploitation. I was kind of debating whether or not I was going to scoop this one up. Beasts Clawing at Straws. Kind of crazy theme here. A bag stuffed full of cash sends a group of hard luck lowlives on a desperate chase for the fortune. In this pitch black neo-noir crime thriller, fishmongering gangsters, a greasy cop, a greedy gym attendant, a beautiful prostitute, her wife-beater of a husband, and her ruthless boss and her clueless boyfriend all violently scheme to get their hands on the elusive bag. A wildly entertaining and beautifully constructed thriller. So, Beasts Clawing at Straws. Not initially what I thought it was, based on that title. Thought it was going to be like a monster movie, but or creature feature, but not at all. But that's okay. Then we have the classic Buried Alive on Blu-ray. The glare's still there. Sorry, guys. This is a new one from Kino. Comes with the slipcover from 1990. Brand new 2K master. Director Frank Darabont. So can't go wrong with that. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, but Tim Matheson, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah, awesome. So, Buried Alive. Diary of a Mad Housewife, another new Kino one from 1970. Never seen this one either. I don't think this is really horror, but it says this film may have done more to change the public image of the American woman than any other film in history. That's a big statement. But anyways, Carrie Snodgrass plays a dissatisfied wife trapped in her townhouse existence. And yeah, blah 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 blah. Diary of a Mad Housewife. Her husband, played unforgettably by Richard Benjamin, is the archetypal schnook and also one of the great screen monsters. Her lover is a narcissistic creep who finishes off what her domestic life started. And so some sort of mingling of all sorts of craziness. And then we have a new one from Eureka. I'm not known for my good descriptions, guys. You know that. But yeah, this is classic Once Upon a Time in China trilogy from Eureka. A nice little box set there. I think it's 3 films. That would be a trilogy, right? And action scene. I was looking for this. Yeah, chock full of special features. You guys want to pause that? So yeah, just some really cool Asian cinema, Hong Kong cinema. I'm trying to see who's in this, who's the main. Jet Li is the main guy in that. So awesome. Then I grabbed a stack of Dark Side releasing, not to be confused with Dark Force releasing. They've done a lot of like indie horror. Some of the Legless Corpse films have been re-released through them, but they did that. They've done a few modern horror movies that have gotten pretty well known. I'm trying to think of the names. The Kane Hodder documentary was one of them, and then there's another one that was pretty good. I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah. So I grabbed a stack of movies to support them. They're very expensive. I mentioned that previously. That's the one thing I don't really get, why everything's so overpriced. I think they're based in Canada, but yeah. So I wanted to support them, and I bought a stack of movies from them. So Girls, Guns, and Blood. This is all indie horror, exploitation, nuns or chicks with guns and craziness in this one. Signed Up, so that's cool. And I've never really heard of any of these. I actually Googled a lot of them, and some of them have really low ratings, so that kind of sucks. But double feature here: The Devil's Familiar and Season of the Witch. Again, modern, shot on video horror, I believe. And they do all sorts of stuff like erotica, giallo, thriller, horror. And they used to, like, right here in the corner. Actually, so they sent me this awesome note, too, as well, when I purchased this, just thanking me for the purchase and also throwing this in for free. So that was really nice of them, actually. Nuke Them All. It's a short film. It's got all kinds of awards on there as well, so awesome. And then I got Built to Kill, They are numbered too. The spines are numbered. Kind of reminds me of the Vestron line. But edgy, hyper stylish horror anthology about people pushed, pulled, and driven to kill. Again, low budget. And then we have Poltergeist. This is another new one. Again, these are all indie low budget films in this lot here. Totally Possessed. So yeah, they have different subgenres, and they usually like hashtag them in the corner. This is one that was released originally by Legless Corpse. Killer Pinata, pretty good indie, batshit crazy film here. Nice little slipcovers they do too. And then The Truth Will Out. Really weird name, but yep. Documentary crew interviews a woman and her 2 daughters who they suspect are witches. There's actually another movie that I just got that has a very similar premise. It might even be in this lot, actually. We'll get there when we get there, though. But, yep, there's that one. And then Realm of the Damned. Love that cover artwork. So badass. And this is actually animated, so it's like a... what do you call it? Comic. Vatican's last line of paranormal defense country. Yeah, so I don't know. Supernatural animated horror. What do you call that? That genre of comic book animation. I don't fucking know. Graphic novel. Thank you. All right, and next up we have a new one that actually sounded good. I just stumbled upon this randomly on Amazon while looking for some snow-themed horror. This is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Pretty familiar premise, but it's got this small-town sheriff who is trying to come to terms with these killings that have been occurring during a full moon and the possibility of a wolf being out there. Looks like a nice snow-themed you know, thriller, horror movie or whatever. Whodunit with a werewolf, possibly. But cool. And then, of course, the classic comedy, Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Can't go wrong with that. I like this Paramount line. They've been putting out a nice mixture. Mostly comedy stuff, but had to grab that. And then this one sounded really good, too. Alone. Heart-pounding. One of the best and most exciting thrillers of the year. A road trip from hell. A grief-stricken widow who flees the city in an attempt to cope with the loss of her husband. When she's kidnapped by a mysterious man and locked in a cabin in the Pacific Northwest, she escapes in the wilderness and is pursued by her captor. The key cast includes Mark Menchaca from The Outsider TV show, great show, and Anthony Heald, Silence of the Lambs. So, sounds awesome. Love that premise. I'm sure there's some really good wilderness, outdoor, rugged cinematography in this one. So, Alone. And then we have, this is a new one, Psycho Ape, and it stars Candace Bowling, who did that Trauma directed film that was batshit crazy as well. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, this is basically a psycho ape running amok, killing people, I don't know, so craziness on that one. I can't remember the movie that she directed. That was actually kind of good for a really... She was like 16 years old when she directed it. Here's a new one from Dread Central, The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw. Just sounded good. Every once in a while I pick up stuff from them. So it says, a near-perfect horror film that is mesmerizing, jolting, and heartbreaking. A haunting and unflinching tale of vengeance and witchcraft. The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw is an A+ horror. Absolutely bone-chilling. An isolated and devout community ravaged by a plague becomes increasingly suspicious of a woman and her daughter, who are the only ones who are not susceptible to the disease, and they think that they're witches. So actually, this is the one that reminded me of what the fuck was it? The Truth Will Out. So this is a new one from Dread Central. If anybody's seen this, let me know your thoughts. Got a lot of praise on there on the cover, so that's awesome. Actually, I got this one today. Grand Guignol, or Guignol. This is from SRS Cinema, shot on video, gory, madness. I've never seen this movie. I don't really know much about it. I'm sure it's going to be really brutal. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with these ones, because I'm not really a big fan of shot on video brutality. or like snuff type films or anything like that, but I do tend to support SRS, who puts out a lot of stuff just like that. But yeah, so Grand Guignol from SRS, brand new release. And also, I just wanted to mention, I actually don't have it in this update. It's in my room. It's called The Dark and the Wicked, I believe, or The Wicked in the Dark. Really good film. I just watched that twice, actually. Highly recommend it. Let me just go grab it. Give me a sec, guys. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, I mean, this movie is totally worth talking about. So, if you guys haven't seen this, I highly recommend you pick it up. Probably my favorite. I haven't watched a lot of horror films this year, but it's my favorite movie that I've watched in a long time. It's incredibly creepy, very atmospheric, well acted. Love the setting, and it's just the practical effects in it are just really creepy. The visuals are really creepy. And yeah, so it's about this woman who may or may not be possessed. She's fucking possessed. But her kids go, and her husband is like dead. He's not dead, but he's like basically on life support, or just he's just lying in bed the whole movie. I mean, he's near dead or whatever. But yeah, it's really good. And her kids come to the house and to help out, and she tells them to leave, and they don't leave. So yeah, it was really good. The Dark and the Wicked. And then last up, I have one other thing too. This is really cool. Shout out to Wes Vance. This is a beautiful box set from A24, Dead Pit. He told me about this. I didn't even know that this existed, but this is the A24 exclusive director's cut of Midsommar, and it's really big. You can see there. Here's a regular Blu-ray, and here's the box set. So it's large, but very high quality. It almost looks like something that Criterion Collection would put out. I haven't opened it. Probably not going to open it yet, but just a really nice release. So I'm sure it's multi-disc, and it includes the director's cut. So there's a lot of never before seen footage in this release. So really high quality. I guess they sold out, and then they printed some more, or got more in stock. So if you guys want to grab this, I would recommend, if you like Midsommar, I'd recommend it. Go pick it up. All right, and last but not least, I have a package that came in today from 88 Films. Really stoked for these titles. We got number 46 and 47 of the Slasher Classics line. Number 46 being New Year's Evil, which is a slasher movie that I love, actually. I think it's great. Kind of, you know, I watched the Scream Factory release, never heard of it prior to that. And it's fun, you know. It's not like the craziest slasher movie. It's a little bit slow, but I love the mask in the movie that the killer wears for a brief period of time in it, and it's just fun holiday slasher. So I don't know if there's a loose disc or a booklet in there, but I recommend it if you haven't seen it. If you love slasher movies, you should like it. It's pretty good. And then we have Grandmother's House, which I know has a release maybe from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm not sure, but actually, going back to this one, maybe I'll do a compare and contrast on the Scream Factory release. It was an early Scream Factory release, so I don't know what it had for features. But this one has a commentary by The Hysteria Continues, the Slasher Loving Podcast, audio commentary by journalists, but making of New Year's Evil, so it's got a making of, and a video essay by Chris O'Neill in a reverse sleeve. So it's got a little bit of stuff in it. And then this one, newly scanned and restored in 4K from its original 35mm camera negative. Mysterious Woman, which is an interview with actress Brink Stevens, who's in the film. Back to Grandmother's House, an interview with the director, Peter Rader. Slow and Steady, an interview with writer-cinematographer Peter Jensen. Archive making of featurette. So you got a lot of really good features in this one. And yeah, Grandmother's House. I can't remember if I've seen this, but after the death of her father, leaving them as orphans, David and Lynn are sent to live with their grandparents they barely know, but they're nothing like the children expected. In fact, David soon starts to believe that the old deers are actually stone cold killers, and that he and his sister are next on their list. It's produced by Nico Masterakis, who's done a lot of really good, weird stuff. Greek filmmaker. Arrow Videos released a lot of his titles. Island of Death is one of them. Cold Bloodstone, there are a bunch of them. But so cool. Yeah, I will definitely be digging into that one, because I don't know if I've seen it. And let me know in the comments, was it Vinegar Syndrome who put it out in the US? Not sure. And last but not least, we have a granddaddy of a box set here. I'm stoked on this one. This is the I Know What You Did Last Summer trilogy from 88 Films. Big fan of the first two movies. Third one I don't even think I've seen, but gotta have it. It is, yeah, I mean, it's the I Know What You Did Last Summer films on Blu-ray and a nice box set. And I don't think these films have a great release in the US, so it's nice to have a nice box set. I always love them. I know some people don't like them for whatever reason, but for me, for that era, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Who Done It, I love it. I especially love the first film. And yeah, there's some special features as well. Audio commentaries with more podcasts. An interview with the director, Jim Gillespie, which is cool. He Knows What You Did, an interview with Muse Watson. And director's short film Joyride, also available with commentary. Making of featurette. Music video Hush, performed by Kula Shaker. And a original theatrical trailer. So, disc 1 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a 3-disc set. Disc 2 is the second film, and disc 3 is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not sure which disc has the extra features, but it's one of them. But yeah, so big fan of these movies. If you are, I would suggest you pick this up. Really cool box set. And yeah, so that wraps it up. Hope everybody had a nice holiday, as I said in the beginning of this video, and I'll catch you in the new year. Peace.